We are at the most popular pizza place in Vietnam. It's 4Ps. I'm not gonna be coy with it. Every Singaporean millennial intending to visit Vietnam will have heard of this somehow. Are they the best in Vietnam? Yes. Oh, that's the video. Thanks for watching. With over 30 outlets in Vietnam alone, not counting the international ones, as a gourmet pizza brand, there is no other name that comes close. And they're rather young too. They started in 2011 in Ho Chi Minh City. At the same time, this I have never heard of, they opened a cheese factory in Dolat. From day one, usually people start small and then scale up their production after. This is like if you open a lemonade stand and then you buy a lemon farm. But 4P saw the vision from day one. The time now is 10:55. They open at 11. I don't have a reservation. Hopefully that isn't an issue. Oh, there it is. The open. Let's head over.
Sorry, you have reservation?
No.
Go on.
Yeah.
Just one moment. Excuse me, you can go this way.
Oh.
Waiting around 15 minutes for the table, please. Can
Okay.
I get your name, phone number? You can file your country and email also.
Yeah.
Excuse me, you can go inside.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. What the hell? This place is huge. I was still worried that I couldn't get in with a reservation. This is bigger than McDonald's. This is like it's freaking big. What the? They serve you a menu, but there is also 扫码点餐. That 扫码点餐is got video one ho. So for appetizers, we have burrata mixed with tropical fruits. This is the one that I told you all about. Their own cheese factory. Apparently burrata is their calling card. And it's a bit early, but a whey cider. I wasn't gonna drink today, but since they pride themselves on the cheese, I have to try something with whey, right? I know a lot of us take whey protein, but do you all actually know what whey is? Whey is the byproduct of making cheese. It's the leftover liquid. When they served it, they wanted to cut it for me, but I had to take some B-roll, and then another staff came over and offered to cut. Attention to detail. Very pretty. I think we have it all in one go. What a dish. No wonder they insist on cutting it for you, because this dish only works if you spread the cheese around. The base on the bottom, the liquid, along with the fruits, is very sour. It's very bright. And they balance it with the rich creaminess of burrata, which works really well. After it has balance, you taste more of the burrata and the fruits. Which brings us to the fruits. Very ripe and sweet, cut into very nice cubes which fits on the spoon. The whole bite makes a lot of sense. It's a dish where you can taste all of the different fragrances. Dragon fruit, pomelo, mango, watermelon. And as an appetizer, it really serves its purpose. Physically, it improves your palate. Mentally, it makes you very interested in what's to come. Now for the main event. On the left, I have sweet miso gratin with Japanese scallops. On the right, I have seafood spicy tomato sauce with smoked cheese. Our first pizza of the day, and I ordered it half-half just to try both flavors. Both of these are recommended by them. We have what is Neapolitan style pizza. I think I want to try the tomato first. Oh, I forgot about this just now, but cheers. So tangy. It's a cider, not a beer. Very, very fruity with a sour, sandy tang. Anyway, I can't wait anymore. I want a pizza. Undercarriage doesn't really hold. It's been a while since I had proper gourmet pizzas. I've been having like fast food ones, delivery ones for so long. I forget that pizza are actually quite nice. We start with the right side. Decent flavor, decent tomato sauce. You taste all of the seafood. Smoked cheese is a very nice touch in binding all of it together. It's very important that the seafood they use is fresh, because if you use frozen seafood for such a pizza, the flavors gets washed out by the tomato sauce too easily, that the whole pizza doesn't make sense. Here there is still that seafoody taste there, balanced with the smoked cheese and the tomato sauce. But what I like more is the other side of the pizza, the gratin. As you can see, it's very creamy. They use a different sort of cheese here, something that is fattier, but the flavor profile is distinctively different. It has this almost home-cooked food feeling. I suspect it might be because of the broccoli or broccolini, and I somehow taste ginger, although that might be the yuzu zest on the top. That little bit of bitterness really binds the dish together. While there are scallops, I think the appeal is more about the cohesiveness of everything. I would want to talk about the pizza base, the dough itself, but I'll leave that until I have had the 5 cheese pizza, which is next. What we are here for, the headliner, the 5 cheese pizza. You might notice that there is now an aluminium foil. because you can request for them to reheat the pizza for you. Normally I won't do so, but I thought since I'm making a video, I might as well give them the best shot. And then, they also recommended that you add honey to it. So I'm gonna do it while it's hot. I see why. If we were to believe the claim that even after opening up 30 plus stalls, over 90% of their cheese is made in-house, I see why their 4 cheese, 5 cheese pizza is their rise to fame. This is the best cheese pizza I've ever had. 4 cheese, 5 cheese, I don't know where each cheese starts and each cheese stops. It has already blended into a singular flavor. Even the blue cheese, which is quite intimidating if you look at it, has been nullified. Obviously, you still taste the funkiness of blue cheese, but it's not as obnoxious as it usually is. It has made friends now. The result is this very creamy, very umami, very satisfying blend of cheese. The balance is nice, the amount is just nice for the amount of dough. Cause with cheese pizza, as you pursue richness, it is very easy to overstep and become cloying and become greasy. Here with this amount of dough as the undercarriage, it fits in very well. I mean, I had 6 pieces in a single breath. It's not cloying at all. Even after adding the honey. The honey changes it quite a bit. It's obviously sweeter, more desserty, but the taste of honey itself fits well with the cheese. But if you were to ask me, I prefer without honey better. I appreciate the switch up though. Which then brings us to the only miss on the table. I think the dough is good, not great. Obviously with pizza, some variance is to be accounted for. When you push the dough apart, it cannot be perfectly smooth or flat. Even the edges can be of differing thickness. That's the beauty of artisanal pizza. But with more pieces than not, the undercarriage is just filling entirely. I had to eat all but 2 pieces so far with both of my hands, which is the smaller part. The part that I think is a bigger miss is that I would like the edges to be more interesting, more crispy. My personal theory is that a lot of people don't eat the pizza crust because a lot of pizza crusts are terrible. If you take the pizza crust out and view it just as bread, it should do well on its own. I think in too many pizzas, the crust is just the afterthought, literally pushed to the side. It's just an inconvenience in developing a pizza. But I feel like the bread itself, the dough, the heartbeat of pizza, should still be good. And this has too many factors that I cannot speak on right now because you're talking about baking of bread, which is both thoroughly a science and an art. Looking at it, I thought it was crispy, but it's not. It collapses to be pretty doughy. I would like it to be crispier and airier. So this can point to the technique in developing the gluten of the dough. This can point to managing a very temperamental wood oven, whether heat is violently circulating. I'm sorry, I don't know enough to speak on this right now. But what I will say is that there is room for improvement for the dough. Because even after you nail the recipe for the dough, it still depends on who's doing it. Pizza is very artisanal. A lot of people pay attention to what's on the pizza, whether pineapples belongs on the pizza, whether you can sweet pizza, but we should look at the common denominator. If you manage the pizza dough well, you can add a little bit of salt and butter, it will still taste very good. To end things off, dessert, we have the 4 cheese dessert plate, which comes with mousse mascarpone, creme mascarpone, creme max, mozzarella donna. I don't know what it means, but cheese ice cream to some extent. Let's give this a go. Interesting flavor. It's really cheese ice cream. We end where we started. Good cheese on top of something acidic. This orange thing on the bottom feels like passion fruit. Some kind of passion fruit syrup that is rather sour. But overall, I don't like it too much. The quality of the ice cream is quite average. You can see that it hasn't been, how long? 5 minutes since we started on the dessert. It's already melted considerably, which points to a lower fat content and higher air overrun. And you can also see here there are ice crystals forming, which goes to show that the density of the ice cream is rather low. So if you were to imagine something very creamy and dense like a custard versus something like whipped cream, one will lose structure faster than the other. Flavor wise is nice, I just don't like to bite into ice crystals when I eat ice cream. Alright, let's wrap it up here. I'll see you guys at the cafe. We are now at Corner Coffee along the road, doing it Vietnamese style. And I got, what else could I get? Vietnamese iced coffee. heart palpitations. I only recently learned that Vietnamese coffee is an espresso shot or coffee concentrate mixed with a few pumps of condensed milk with ice. There is no water. It's nice though. Anyway, recap. I guess the common theme throughout all the dishes today is good cheese. Even without an in-depth knowledge of gourmet cheese, you can taste the different flavors of cheese beyond its milkiness, beyond its richness. The meal started out particularly well with the appetizer. Immediately, the calling card is on the table. You see why they are popular. The whole storyline about starting their factory from day one, you see in the burrata. And then the pizzas, obviously well thought of. The different flavor profiles, you can see what they are trying to go for. I have a very liberal mindset of what can go on top of a pizza. I think it's more important that you pull it off. Like you can put pineapples, you can put seafood, you can put whatever you want, as long as the resulting flavor profile makes sense. And I really regret at this point of time, I can't speak enough about pizza. Because I know there's a world of knowledge behind a pizza base. And that really is the point, because if you're talking about a specific style of pizza, it is the common denominator. And even just on the surface level, I can see how it differs so much. For example, if I were to give you a perfected dough recipe, the dough already prepped, you have to mold it out, dress it, and put it into the oven. That whole process in itself is another art form. I can measure out the ingredients for you, but two people making it will have two different kinds of textures. Eventually, someday soon, we might have a pizza series. I'll go read up if we do that. But for now, this is all I got. One last hit that I didn't mention, their service is very good. It startled me a bit after I placed my order. The waitress came over and double-checked my order, and she was describing every item to me. She's saying that the appetizer will be a bit sour, the blue cheese might be a bit strong, the dessert might be a bit sour, a bit like coddling me. You know, like kids order, they don't know what they order like that. This one a bit spicy, you okay or not? Which was very cute. Throughout the meal, they asked if everything is okay. They even offered to reheat the pizza, which thankfully they offered because you can imagine cheese pizza tastes much better warm. Which I want to reiterate, the best cheese pizza I ever had. That mix was so sophisticated, yet so easy. I think both the connoisseur and the kid will enjoy this cheese pizza, which is something very hard to do. One plate I'll work for the pizza, 2 plates I'll take a bus for the pizza, and 3 plates I'll go anywhere in the city for the pizza. And 4-piece pizza get 3 plates. Their cheese pizza is very convincing. I don't know where I can find something comparable to theirs. And while I did critique on the dough, maybe it might not be fair. Maybe the pizza crust is an unfortunate byproduct of making a pizza, if you buy into that idea. Maybe it's just supposed to be a handle. I don't know, what do you think? Do you think a pizza crust is relevant? Should a pizza undercarriage be crispy, crusty, or floppy? I don't know, I have to think about it. This is the challenge with this kind of single episodes. But for now, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!